What's up, watch folks? What's happening? What's happening, people on YouTube? Welcome to some Watch Talk on a Saturday morning. We'll see if we can get Clyve to join us. He was on the phone earlier when I talked to him. But if not, we'll just go on with some Watch Talk on our own. So, how's everybody doing? So, if you're new to the show, this is a YouTube show where we talk about luxury watches, and we also have shows on here. Let me put up the tag below. We do luxury watches, and we do NFTs, and we'll also talk some shit too if you want us to. And I think we got the rancher on board. What up, Mr. Rancher? What's up?
Oh, not much. I was actually chatting with Bill Sanders from Watch Art Sci.
Anything interesting you'd like to share with us and continue the topic over here? I did send you a text. I said if you want to shoot him a link, he's more than welcome.
I did, but yeah, we kind of discussed what we had to discuss, and then. Cool. And he still has a house full of
at least over here he'll be treated with utmost respect. So anyway, how are you, big boy?
Hanging in there, but for us, we're just dealing with the big news from Wednesday.
Big news from Wednesday? You mean big news from Wednesday?
Yeah.
In Oklahoma?
No, in the watch world.
Oh.
And Kerry Voutilainen just took over as CEO of Urban Jurgensen.
Oh, okay. Right. We talked about that a minute last time, right? Yeah. You want to tell them about that? I'm not well versed in that, to be honest. So.
Okay. Well, like I said, Urban Jurgensen originally started in Denmark, so their 250th anniversary is coming up on 2023. They've always had a working relationship with Kerry Voutilainen. They gave him his first job when he first got a watchmaking school. He's come back to Clyve and to help on special projects here and there. Also worked on. They also did a couple of really intense in-house calibers, which with the assistance of them.
Right.
So, recently, but they just took over. They were bought out. Here's one of the things. They're saying.
Oh shit! My 3-year-old has my watch. Hold on.
How's it going, guys? Oops! Oh shit! Right now, he's probably using Rich's FP Journe to try to drive it a nail or something in his crib. Wham wham. Actually, one of the people at backing is a financier with a strong interest in independent horology, and to me, that just says,
"Oh man, you never seen me move so fast."
Yeah,
oh shit! Strain my back doing that. Oh, I just heard my wife yell out, "Richard, your watch!" That means my 3-year-old's got it. Sorry about that.
What watch did he have?
Woo! Oh man, yeah, this one. He always picks up my Rolexes, man.
Oh, is that the two-tone with the bluesy with the diamond indices?
Yeah, this was.
I love that watch.
Blue Shirt Buddha's favorite watch.
That's mine too. Mwah. I still love that. To me, that still stands out. That's the only Surdy dial to have, if you ask me.
Look, it matches my Lakers hat. Love it, man. It even looks purple depending on the light. The whole Smurf dial looks purple. Yeah, man, what a fucking pisser, man. Right when he gets the watch. That was his watch, dude. He didn't get to use it that long, son of a bitch. God damn it, huh? The Bluesie's a nice one, man.
Yeah, I love that one as well. But anyway, one of the mentioned is that a group of investors basically bought the company to install him as CEO, and they said one of them is a financier with a strong interest in independent horology. And I'm thinking, it's got to be Kevin O'Leary.
All right. I remember us talking about this now. Yeah.
So
I'm surprised he didn't beat anybody to it, man. You know what? If he caught wind of the deal or anything, I'm sure he would have been all over it like an eagle, huh?
Yeah, exactly. So, moreover, they've stopped production of all watches.
Who stopped production of watches?
Urban Jurgensen did.
Urban Jurgensen. So now, did they only do Urban Jurgensen? Was that their only marquee that they produced?
Yeah, and you want to talk about low production numbers? People talk about, well, Mosier only makes 1,500 watches a year. Urban Jurgensen only made 1,000 watches in 40 years.
1,000 watches in 40 years.
Which
wow.
Which works out to be 25 a year.
Wow, man, I'm all about rarity, you know, because I'm into these collectibles. It's all about rarity, you know. I just pulled this guy here. That's my avatar.
Yeah,
I got in this project, and there's 10,000 of these, and I got rank number 62 in rarities. This is the 62 rarest out of 10,000. And people are telling me this thing's going to be worth, you know, tens of thousands of dollars. A stupid little picture that I got right here, which is kind of crazy.
It is, but it's
crossing my fingers, man, because I'm down a few grand on some of the other ones.
Oh yeah, I've also heard Bitcoin is taking a pounding up the ass.
Yeah, my portfolio's getting hit. You know, I took out you know, 10, I sold off 10-15% at the very top. I mean, literally like the top of the minute. The highest Bitcoin was the very minute I sold like 10-15% of my portfolio to cash.
Like,
yeah, luckily, thank God. I mean, that's enough money to live off for a little while I leave the rest of it sitting there doing whatever the fuck it's gonna do. So yeah, I'm definitely seeing my portfolio go up as much as a high-end sports car, up and down every day.
Well, this one went out. I found out this one went up like 20,000, but this is before the announcement.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Now, you know, some people are going to say, oh, Rich, dude, back up a minute, because you talk shit sometimes on the brigades that look like this. But I of all the brigades, the style I like is the one that has that. They look just like this almost. The big small seconds down below. It's like a large small seconds, but then it's got that wide track all the way around.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I always criticized, what do you call it? That other brand for was the Roman numerals. To be careful with the Roman numerals, because it can make you look dated or old. So they have to be done right. And I'll tell you one thing that I can give pluses on for sure is this white gold or platinum?
Platinum.
In the white metals, the white metals takes away any of the oldness away, like you know, the old foginess. Like if somebody's going to say that's a grandfather's watch, the white metals, I believe, takes all that away. You know what I mean? Because that's like a modern metal. They didn't have white gold back then, did they? In the 80s and stuff, for the purpose of watches. There weren't any white gold watches now, right?
Well, they did. They were still trying to figure out how to do it right, though.
So it makes it more of a definitely a modern element. I do think if anybody's going to consider getting a Breguet or some watch that has an old-fashioned element, like definitely the Roman numerals do, that you go in the white metal. You know, I say that for when I go to FP Journe too. I love the Roman numerals in the white metals. Yeah.
Well, and if you pull up Kerry Voutilainen's designs, there's definitely a strong resemblance between the two.
Yeah. Dodgers wishing you well.
Yeah, I saw that. Thanks, Dodger.
fries with mayo, waiting for the year end. Hewer 3646 Christmas gift from fries to mayo. Not sure I understand that, but cool. Hewer 3646, nice.
Well, here's the funny part. When I got this off the
Low.
bat, and he's saying between us, this isn't coming from a store. This is coming from the manufacturer. So I have to list it as used, but it's really new. So it's kind of thinking, yeah, bullshit, anything to prop up the sale. But now I think he was telling the truth, because I think that was Urban Jurgensen trying to sweep the deck and everything in prior to the sale.
Got it. Hey, if Paul V is in the house, I just sent you an invite. I know you're always up early in the morning, dude. If you want to join, feel free to join. I just thought of you because someone named Salty Paul is in the chat. I'm like, I wonder if you're playing around. You changed your name a little bit, but anyway, it made me think of you. So if you want to come in here, bam, come on in, buddy.
Was that Paul Valjean?
Yeah. I'm that's probably not him in the chat. I'm just saying when I saw the name, it made me think of him. If I had these shows planned a regular basis, then people can know it was like before. It used to be scheduled, but these are so random now. The closest you're the only person that is available for these randomnesses, I suppose. Once in a while.
It also depends on what time you do it and which day you do it.
Right. Yeah.
I'm going to the office a little.
Well, for a long while there, I was right when you're getting ready to go to the office. I was up already, and the timing worked to where you got on and talked a little bit about watches before you went to the office every day. But that was brutal on me, man. I'm telling you, I slept 2 hours every night those nights that we did those shows. So,
well, and also, Bill was receiving a note from a collector in England that was trying to snatch up all the Urbans he could over the day.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, that's something to think about if you're certainly a watch dealer, and you feel like you can. I mean, who would be swooping on those if they knew about it, or if maybe they are already, but Roman Scharf would swoop on all those big time, huh?
The funny part is I talked to Chris. Chris works for him now, right?
Chris, which Chris?
The Watch Lounge.
Oh, okay. No, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, he did. And I was basically telling Chris about that. I said, if your boss hasn't decided that already, that seems like a great opportunity for him to come in and just suck them all up, especially because a couple of places have talked about it, but online, but print media, no YouTube channels or anything else like that, because it's just like, YouTube's an echo chamber where everyone talks about nothing but Rolex.
Yeah. You know what though? I in all honesty though, look, the watches are top tier. Most of us can't even afford any one of his watches, even halfway. But even with the news that's coming out, there's still the majority of people are just still not interested in those brands, their style, or that watch itself. So I don't think there would be any kind of rush to the bar, so to speak. Do you think?
Give me 1 second. I'll respond to that. Okay, hold on. One more second. Oh, almost ready.
What are you doing? Is he getting a bullhorn or something? I mean, how many people do we know that are going to just rush to that brand? I mean, I'm curious what the price points are to get into it then right now, if you want to rush and get in it.
Well, and you also have to study it a little bit and make sure you're getting into the right one, because some are definitely more.
Well, so what are you saying?
So what am
What
I
are you
saying?
saying, my friend? Are people gonna? Are you saying to go buy old urban watches that haven't been changed yet, or what are you saying would be to go get? What would be hot to go get?
I'm saying it's got collectability. Frankly,
The old Jurgensen watches that are not that are going to be pre-Voot and Lannen.
well, now keep in mind, yeah. Well, but the thing is, Boot and Lannen also had a hand in these watches in the first place.
Right. I definitely put an interesting story behind it, but Bill Sanders definitely would be the the real knowledge or the really good to ask about all his opinions on that, huh?
Bill Sanders is the one who told me about this.
Right.
And Bill Sanders is like, I'm getting this one, but God, I really want that one. I'm like, okay, I know which one I need to get now.
Yeah, but that sounds like when he says, but I really want to get that one, that sounds like it's probably an expensive one because it sounds like he's reaching for it.
Well, that's exactly what it was. But
hey, man, sell that FP Jordan, Bill. You could buy whatever the hell you want. You could buy a ranch house and that watch.
Which one? He has two.
The brass movement, man.
Yeah, okay.
Holy moly.
So you're talking about the Resonance.
Yeah, a watch that cost him 50 grand and now it's worth $500,000, huh?
Yep. Yeah. So I think you could do a lot worse than following Bill Sanders, frankly.
Yeah. Yeah, the brass movement. Wow.
Yep.
Now, see, that's someone who bought that watch with the brass movement for an appreciation of FP Jorn, the creator, for appreciation of the brand and for the collectability and the understanding of the evolution from that brass movement to where they are now, and he got rewarded for that.
Yep.
And just like I seen that brand and I seen the highlights of that brand before a lot of other people too. I mean, so he saw it a long time ago. Watchbox seen it. Once I seen it on Watchbox, I caught on. There's a lot of people who still don't catch on to the FP Jordan brand, but I'm there now.
Well, but here's why. Because everyone else is playing the collectability game. They're following the herd.
But they don't want to stray away from the mainstream watch brand, quote unquote, Rolex, because they're afraid to. That's kind of how I would say it, right?
No, they're following the herd. That's
yeah.
Because in the same type of people, the difference between
it's safe.
The difference between is it really?
It's safer.
Well, it's safer, yeah. And also, I guess putting your money in a checking account or in a savings account is also safe.
Right.
It's really safe.
I guess it depends which country you're in.
Right.
It's all relative. It's all relative. It's like keeping your house in a piggy bank at home. It's all relative. Which relative lives with you? Is it safe?
But it's the people. But they talk about the famous what is it? Antiques Roadshow about the old hippie. Yeah, it was at the base exchange in Da Nang in '65, and I got this. And it was a Rolex, and it's like, oh, it's a little Rolex with the little countdown thingy on it. So I got it, and I just threw it in my duffel bag, wore it a couple times, and then I just threw it in a closet. So I figured I'd take it down. So basically, it was like one of the first Rolex Daytonas, manual wind.
Right.
And the guy literally falls over. If you're a modern collector, you're never going to be like that. You're never going to have an experience like that. The way collectors are now.
Yeah, I mean, 20 years from now, you're not going to be too excited if you stumble across a Batman or a Hulk, right?
Right. Or
Yeah, that's kind of crappy, isn't it?
or if they would have 250 issued, not collectible. I'll have to take a look at it. I'll have to take a look at it. Actually, Marco had like a really great show last night. It's just like watches that need to be reissued. And I was like, damn, that's a good topic. And speaking of block pain, you and I was saying, right?
What's that?
The mil spec. Do it as yeah.
What are you saying about the mil spec?
It's like block pain needs to release their mil spec against it because they just released it. You know, a certain amount they paid the limited edition game, and that watch is I like that one so much more over the 50 fathoms.
Yeah.
And literally, I think if they did that and just released it, just made it 15,000, yeah.
I mean, what do you think about the Barracuda though? In comparison to the ones you're talking about right now, that doesn't satisfy you enough. I like that one. I love that Barracuda. It's pretty limited.
Well, you see, not make it limited. Not make it limited. Make that a regular production watch. Also, the Rolex, the Tudor Submariner. Come on, quit being dicks. But they can't do that because that would demolish Tudor. That would lay waste to the Black Bay range.
Hey, the Tudor brand, they're typically selling out as well, no? Or when you walk into a Tudor shop, everything's up there.
You know, I haven't done it. It's hit or miss. They'll be up there in the case for a little bit, but not terribly, terribly, terribly long. So,
and Tudor is a separate entity than Rolex, is it not?
yes.
They're run completely separately. They can't like all of a sudden, you know, like the U.S. government, you know, in a wartime effort, everybody stops producing Tudors and now produces Rolex in an effort to meet the demand. They can't do they can't do that, can they? They can't switch over Tudors, tools, and employees and everybody over to Rolex.
Don't know. That question is so far above my pay grade.
You know, it would be great if they did set themselves up. You know, that's something they probably are considering or should consider now in light of the virus situation. That'd be something to think about.
Oh, you've heard about the new Omicron, the South African virus?
You know, I barely heard about it. So, man, what are you going to do? You know, take 30 shots? So, I mean, what are you going to do? Oops. Sorry about that.
Well, and here's the other thing. It's just like the rest of the world saying, hey, assholes, that we get started down here because it's going through and you didn't share the vaccines, you fucking bogans. So now we're catching it. We're catching it, and it's because it's spreading from person to person. It's mutating. So enjoy. But then again, I've heard some people make that accusation, but however, they're even saying that vaccination rates among South Africans were dropping as well.
Man, you know, I don't know what to say about it. At this point,
they got stupid people over there too.
At this point, you're probably better off buying all the valid conspiracy theories at this point, man. I mean, the whole one about the top people in the world wanting to eliminate the population by 90% or something. You know, this is a good support of that argument. So there could be a bigger scheme to things, Clivers, that you and I are not privy to. That there's no way anything can help anything because the plan is too big for any small actions to obliviate the bigger plan. That could be. So it's out of your hands and out of my hands, to the level of, if that is going on, it is what it is. And if that isn't what's going on, it is what it is. There's nothing we can do.
Well, you see, the thing
we're going to live or die.
They're saying right now, a lot of these loons are saying that ivermectin is the only effective thing. So maybe this virus was a giant conspiracy started by farmers co-op managers in an attempt to sell more ivermectin.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, it's out there. I believe it's a biological warfare agent, and it's out there.
Well, it's more than that though, because as we take over, as the population grows and grows, we take over more and more of the land space. A lot of times, besides the fact that species are getting forced out of the native habitats, it's a lot of times you get to something that people really haven't been in before. You've got that's sometimes they've got that's where a lot of these bugs are coming from, a lot of these viruses.
Yeah. So it's not pretty. It's very disturbing that, man, I've got young children. So anybody that's got children, my young children, like I do, we pretty much have our hands up in the air. Like, what the hell, man? So I don't know. This isn't what we had to deal with. We had to decide what games and what kind of fun we're going to have when we were children, not how to avoid a virus. It's pretty sad.
Well, like I said, the leadership let us down because this happened before. This happened 100 years before. It was a lot worse, actually, than it was now, and everyone quickly forgot about it.
Yeah.
But the pandemic office. Do you know who started that?
The Office.
Yes. And
I don't remember. I did know, but I don't remember.
George W. Bush.
Got it.
Yeah, he was going back to the ranch, and someone said, "Hey, I've got a book you might want to read if you have any time." He read it, came back, and said, "Do we have anything to deal with a situation like this?" No. We probably should have something to deal with a situation like this.
Yeah, and they had a lot of good practice when it came to Saddam Hussein and the Iraqi war with all those agents and everything. That they had a lot of good experience and reasons to be concerned back then.
Well,
that was a long time ago too.
Saddam was basically messing with chemical weapons, not with biological weapons.
Okay, yeah.
It's easier to deal with the chemicals than
Yeah, because you can control them. The other one is there's a variability of unknown there.
You drop a test tube in the lab. Everyone in that lab is dead. But then again, you basically open the door, shower everything down, wash everything down to the drain.
Well, there's another side of this. If it isn't a global conspiracy by the top to eliminate the others, the more likely one that I've been on board with is that, where the hell is this at? Is that, sorry, I'm trying to just come up with something here. Is that it was the Chinese are doing this in lead of a world global attack, which that seems really probable because they're lining up against the border of Ukraine now with 100,000 troops. Yep. They're going to take over Taiwan. They're attacking India.
The Chinese are attacking Ukraine?
No, the Russians. The Russians are.
Yeah, thank you.
I think it's a dual, two axis powers going at it.Maybe gonna.
No, China and Russia hasn't really cooperated since 1960, since the break of the, Sino-Russian.
Right, but I do think they're gonna work independently from each other and be like, hey, you leave us alone, you go get your lands back. We'll leave you alone. We'll get our lands back. And if anybody messes with us, we kind of we don't need each other's help, but we're not going to attack each other in support of third nations. So, I mean, they're obviously doing that right now. They're reclaiming all their territories, right? Both of those countries.
Yeah. And they've always done that.
So,
as a matter of fact, after the Russian kingdom fell, the Tsar fell, then the Communist Party then started snatching. Eventually, once they got consolidated power in Russia, they started snatching all their old because it's just like land is security.
Yeah. I mean, they're looking at the bigger picture. They're looking 1,000 years ahead, 500 years ahead, or 200 years ahead. You know,
Well, the Germans at one point claimed to be looking at 1,000 years ahead, but look where they got them.
yeah. Well, the whole thing with Germany wouldn't have happened if World War One wasn't handled the way it was handled in the end, because with all the wartime reparations that Germany was subjected to, and the economic sanctions and restrictions and money flows, it put them in the position of anger, bitterness, and if we don't do something, we're gonna die. So they went to war again.
Abject humiliation, and
So
not to mention the fact that one of the things they failed to really recognize is just that it was the complex system of alliances and treaties that it was almost a domino effect. Once member states from each of the blocs went to war with each other, the other ones had to back them up.
yeah, but as a result of what happened.
So, but instead of that, the war guilt clause on Germany. This war was all your fault, Germany. Bad Germany, and that's why we're gonna pin you down and just hold you down, fuck you up the ass.
Right, and so they don't do that anymore. At least they technically don't do that anymore. Now it's the third party nations that pay for the war. Like when Saddam Hussein attacked Saudi Arabia and Kuwait. Right, Kuwait it was Kuwait. Then those kings paid the entire bill to the United States. And as a matter of fact, people don't know this, but the United States made probably a 30% profit on that war, above and beyond all the money that was spent. The Jordan and Kuwait, all those countries pitched in and footed the entire bill with literally one check. I watched the entire fucking thing about that. It's pretty cool.
Well, a lot of people also don't realize is that in addition, the United States was receiving checks on the back end because after the war they saw, let's see, American jets versus Russian jets. Oh yeah, shit. American tanks versus Russian tanks. Crap. So America sold a lot more arms after the after the Iraqi war, after both the Iraqi wars.
So what do you think happens to okay, like, I'm not sure what's going on in Lebanon right now, but some of these countries that were really prosperous, like I know Lebanon had high-end districts, Rolex, all that stuff, like a Beverly Hills. What happens to all those shops and those watches? And when something like this happens in their country, do they just get totally blindly robbed, or
that, or if they're lucky, they manage to somehow get away at the last minute?
Yeah, maybe they get wind of everything first because they're financially astute, so maybe they get more information than other people. But can you imagine? I mean, yeah, man, the things people have to go through in other countries, it's just it's underappreciated when you live in a developed society. You only can. It's not appreciated what people go through. It's crazy.
Oh yeah. And again, we live. I mean, like then again, when something happens and our modern conveniences don't work instantly, we lose our shit.
Yeah. I mean, most of us don't even have an appreciation for our prior generation in our own family. I mean, I know my family went through hell, and now I'm first generation to have it easy. That's no question about that. So I think most of people in this country are in that same boat because we're all immigrants. So I think a lot of people came from those kind of situations. But it's crazy. It's crazy.
True.
So anyway, what do you got? What watches are tickling your fancy right now, man? Anything you've been looking at lately?
No, I mean, like I said, I've been appreciating my You know, like
Oh,
I said,
we can't talk about the one watch you're getting until you get it, right? The special watch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
When's that going to be? There's only 10 people watching, and only 150 will end up.
They're talking about June.
June. Okay,
It's
so
incredibly quick turnaround considering we're getting a custom movement.
right. Yeah, be careful. I don't want you to get in trouble, but yeah, that's cool. All right. I can't wait to see it.
And that thing, especially with the current market. And one, actually, it's just, I almost think we should call it the serendipity, because, or the French equivalent of it, because, man, so far we've just been, we lucked out on everything to date. Even the suppliers basically were telling us, if you'd come along, if you approach us 3 weeks later, this would probably have cost you twice as much.
That brings me to something that I've noticed recently, but we haven't brought it up. The dress watches the prices of dress watches hadn't moved at all. And it's only literally in the last few weeks, maybe a couple of months or so, that the dress watches have just gone crazy through the roof. Like, for example, it wasn't that long ago, we're looking at the FP Journe Havana dials, the one that I'm waiting for. And we were looking for those. And there were, at the beginning of this year, there were 5-6 of them available on European Watch Company. Just that site alone, there were 5 of them available at once. And they were all going for retail. So they were all right at retail with tax. Yeah. Perfect. Okay. From what I'm thinking or understanding now, that watch has gone up 50% in the secondary. From what I understand, instead of 40,000, it might be worth 60,000 now. Just like the Calatravas have all jumped up, the Patek 5196s and stuff. There's been a giant move in dress watches literally in the last few weeks or couple of months.
A rising tide lifts all boats, including even.
But it really wasn't lifting the dang dress watches at all for the longest time. It wasn't. Just like only now it's doing it, I think. You notice that?
Yeah. Yep. Well, yeah, I was telling you that I went.
like the Lenge. That's one. The Lenge Datograph that was hovering at 45,000, half retail forever, and I just kept watching it, and then bam, the last time I looked at it, now it's above retail. It's 90,000 or something.
Yep. And the thing is, though, right in the current market, if there's a watch you really, really like, and if you decide not to get it because of resale value, you're screwing yourself.
Yeah. It would end something. Would you like to join us? I can post a link I'll post a link in there if you want to join.
He's probably coming in to tell on me.
Feel free to.
Maybe people start realizing that all watches are dress watches.
There you go, and something. Hop on board. So yeah. I mean, they're going crazy. So
okay, and that's something. What are you cooking? Yeah, but it's like anything else, though. If you can wear a Submariner with a tuxedo, I mean, come on, you can go the other way. You can wear a dress watch with blue jeans.
Oh, I love wearing my 5196 casually with blue jeans and an Iron Maiden shirt. I love it.
Yeah,
it's perfect. It goes better than that than with a suit. And you know what's crazy is I couldn't believe this. I pulled this up today. Look at this, Rancher. I couldn't believe this. Look how much they want for my ceramic sub date.
Yep.
That I was trying to get rid of for $9,000 to all you guys. Look at what they're selling it for. Whoa. I tried to get my the branch manager in my office. I tried to get him out of his tag heuer.
Right.
You know, he's the one that approached me about watches. You know, can I see that? Can I try that? That's beautiful. You know, I just got this tag. You know, I'm looking to make a move. The prices really turned him off, though. And I said, you know what? I'll give you my Submariner for $9,000. I just had it serviced. You can have it for $9,000. I'll take a little bit of a loss on it. And look at the price now. You shouldn't have turned it down. Wow. That's just insanity. I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
Well,
I can't believe it. It's almost going for a Batman. It's almost the price of a Batman. Is that for real? Look at the Batman on here. Look how much the Batman is.
Sorry, I was looking at the two Urban Jurgensens they had listed.
Look at the Batman's only 19.8.
Batgirl.
Oh, it's even a Batgirl. It should be more expensive. That's only $5,000 more than my sub date. Are you kidding me?
Yep.
What the heck is happening? I don't get that one. That's the one I don't get. Now, if all of a sudden everybody wants the basic black Submariner now, like it's becoming hot or what? That's crazy. And then so here is, if we're looking, this is something good. So here's the 118238. Is that the right number? Yeah, that's what it is. 118 deuce 38. That's the next model after my 18238. So this one's a little bit beefed up, more gold, better bracelet. It used to be 18,000. And look at it, that's the price now. 27 from 18. Used to be 18 and a half all day long.
Yeah, and people used to say, don't get that because they really don't hold their resale value. Remember when people used to say that?
Yeah. Well, so I had the choice of getting this at 18.5 or getting the 18238, the prior model, for 11. What did I get that for? Goodness gracious.
Okay. Number
11.
one, that's something is cooking pasta. He also wears all his wristwatches casually.
I got my 18238 for $11,000, man.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the thing is, though, you got the watch that you wanted.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, thing is, hell, I think even by now, even your freaking gold Omega you'd probably get out of it by
just because of the gold value, right?
Yep. And the thing is, if you buy the watch that you love, you're not gonna be keeping an eye on it, really. You're not gonna be looking to see how it's doing, see if it's selling for more money or less money. You're just gonna put it on and enjoy it.
Yeah. That's the biggest, for me, is the sub date at 15 grand. That's the biggest,
That's
like,
pretty
what's going on here? I just, to see it within $3,000 of a Batman. Whoa. What's this? I kind of dig on this. It's why is it just faded to look blue? It just faded, huh? That's just the patina, isn't it? Yeah.
Patina.
Yeah, I like that bluish patina.
Yeah, that is cool. I will admit. How much is that?
Is that something that happens in a lot of Rolex? 16.5. 1979.
1680, yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That kind of seems fair, doesn't it? Considering everything else.
Okay. Considering a modern one is selling for 14.5 and that's 16.5 when yeah.
Right.
That's more than fair. That's almost undervalued.
Just no papers. It looks like they just serviced it. Look, here's how much a service on one of these old puppies costs. Look, $1,100. New crystal, stabilize hands, mainspring, clean oil, regulate. no polish. But they did replace the crystal for $300.
Wow.
That's cool to see that.
Exactly.
Did you have a nice turkey day?
Yeah, I actually spent it with my sister. Actually, I got my daughter showed up for a little bit as well, so I got to. It's
Nice.
nice to sit down and just talk with the family.
Yeah. It only gets smaller and smaller. It was kind of a sad year this year. Wow, look at this, man. This is pretty, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, then you guys need to start fucking.
Yeah.
Not want to put too fine of a point on it, but
Yeah. That's very handsome.
yep.
They look like gold LPs. It's just amazing. Like I want to take a needle from a record player and drop it right in there.
3 o'clock rock.
Uh-huh. I'll bet you if Bud the Stud was on here, which he just texted me and said he's traveling, so he said he's sorry. He'll be joining again. He said he's going to join the show if he makes it on time. But I bet you if he was on here right now, he would jump up and down and say that this isn't a bad deal at $59.9. I bet you, because these things are going for this kind of money right now.
And remember, not too long ago, don't get that one. Don't get the gold. Get the steel. The gold would hold their value.
Yeah.
You remember that? And so when I hear people say that, and I laugh. It's just like you haven't learned a damn thing. I don't know how long it'll stay this way, but this is the way it is right now. But people are still stuck in that.
Right. These were going for retail plus tax in the secondary. So you could have bought this all day long in the secondary market as though you walked into a dealer.
Yep.
And picked it up. And that wasn't that long ago. So this was what? This watch was 40,000, maybe 5,000 over retail, 45,000.
Yep.
So now by waiting 8 months or a year, you're having to fork out another 15 grand.
Yeah.
So, which could be fine. It depends where that money was.
George just say he bought his in 2015 for 24,000.
Yeah, but that's a long time ago now, right? But that's crazy. 24.
Yeah.
So he bought it at a discount below retail when nobody wanted those. Great deal, man. Great deal, man. Tripled up.
Yeah, but the guys that are talking about resale value are also the ones that are buying steel Daytonas for 3 times MSRP. Go figure.
Yeah. Well, they're buying what they like. Got to give them that.
Are they really? Are they really? I'm not even sure about that.
I mean, if you want one, you got to pay for it. That's what else are you going to do?
Or are they just chasing the hype?
Well, at least there's there used to be a lot of Daytona options. There's a lot less of them now, but there used to be inexpensive Daytona options that, but nobody wanted the 2-tone Daytona for 12.5. Nobody wanted it.
I could have got one box and papers, a date, Jesus Christ, a freaking, Zenith one for like 8.5.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and this is So instead of yelling shitter, it's like, no, if there's a watch you like, go research the watch, learn everything you can about the watch. And as long as you're not getting outright screwed, as long as you're not paying that highest price available on it, buy it and enjoy it.
I just bought. Look at this gold one though, man. Isn't this a beast? Does Mark still have this watch?
Yes.
That's a beauty.
Yep.
So I just bought my son this watch.
You bought your son a gold Submariner?
No, sorry. I bought him this for Christmas. One of his Christmas gifts. This one here. His Casio World Time is too small. Looks too small on his wrist now, so he needed a bigger watch. So we're going to try this one out.
Underachieving watch collector is bringing the snark. I have a 10-year-old Accord that went up in value. Inflation is crazy.
So I think he'll dig this. I like the case. I like the case. It'll be a long time before he has a luxury watch. College or something like this.
Now, George says vintage date just are undervalued in his opinion, like the 4-digit date just. True, but on the other hand, according to conventional wisdom, George, 36 is too small. Too small. It's too small. We're getting a watch that's too small. And if you think I'm saying that in a mocking fashion, how people say that, you're right.
I love the 36.
Yep.
It's a different watch. It's a different feel. It feels like a different style when you're wearing a 36. I don't know why it feels fun. It feels like driving an old car when you put on a vintage 36 millimeter watch.
Well, and the thing is, George, you know, you're not getting screwed as hard. It's like they slipped a finger in instead of instead of pounding you all the way to the base of the shaft. You know, that's what we become left. Hey, I only got fucked over a little bit. Awesome.
So what kind of move? Unless you can't say, but I'm just curious. Is Bill jumping on those Jerkensons? Is he making a move to buy some for himself, one or two?
No, he's got one and I've got one.
Got it. Cool.
He's got the 2240 in rose gold. I've got the 1142 L in platinum. And the L basically is it doesn't have any complication. It doesn't have a power reserve. They both have the P4 movement. And what we actually found out is there's not, the P8 was the superstar because it has the detent movement in a watch. However, what we're finding out is that we probably lucked into making the right choice there.
Cool. That's your only platinum watch, isn't it?
Yep, I believe it is.
That's nice.
Well, now here's the other thing, though. Again, if I had to go down into 3 watches, it would probably be, the Urban, because I am an urban youth, not an urban cowboy. I would probably be one of the watches I'm not supposed to be talking about. And then finally, I'm almost thinking the 806 1959 reissue.
Wow, if you had to go down to 3 watches, it would be those 3?
I think so, yeah.
Wow.
And do you know why?
I'm not sure why. No, I'm not sure. Go ahead.
Just the way they make me feel when I put them on.
What a grand answer.
Thanks. Yeah, I put one of those. Well, the second one I don't know because technically it hasn't been built yet. But I put one of those other ones. I look down and say, "Yep, think it's going to be a good day.
Yeah, I think I can definitely say that about this one for sure.
Yeah. Oh, I love that one of yours.
And I can definitely say that about the Daytona.
Yep.
So there's two right there, and they're both Rolex. I don't know what else.
Yeah. And the other, and you think, and I have to admit, it's hypothetical because it's conjecturing,
That's all I got.
conjecture on the project watch, but
what?
like I said, another strong possibility might be, and again, could be maybe even this one, the oversized, Jesus, Seamaster Chronostop Seamaster. Nice and large. It's solid. It's dependable. It's got a watch that will be serviceable for quite some time.
I mean, it's so hard to say.
Oh my God!
Can go down to 3.
All three would be manual wind watches. I just realized that as well. Huh.
That's impossible for me. I mean, I still have watches coming like the Omega Snoopy and the Havana, and at some point, God willing, the Chronometra Blue.
Yeah.
I mean, how could I pick 3 watches when I've already picked 3? There's no way. There're just too many good watches, and that's, I think, a good problem.
Well, okay.
That's a good thing.
Use the Force. Trust your feelings, Luke.
Oh, I can't do that.
I think
it says to hold the 12 that I've got.
You have to. You don't. When you put them on, there's some that you look at. It's like, and there's some you look at, or yup. For me, it's yup.
Okay. So the ones that are, you look at them and it's like, that would be the Ball watch, the Universal Genève.
Yep.
But those were, it's not like I can get any money for those 2 anyway. So those are just going to sit there. So then if you subtract those 2, then I only have 10. Then I have 10. Is that too many? Is that the right number? 10 that I absolutely love, that I don't feel I could pick between any of them. Is that a fair number, guys, in the chat? What do you guys think? 10 watches? What's your number? What's your number, Rancher?
Well, I don't know.
Where are you at?
Well, the other thing is, it's just like, and as soon as I said that, of course, that's a kind of a little bit of a big ballsy statement, I admit. And I thought, well, shit, Clyde, you haven't worn a lot of those other watches in a while. And part of me says, well, Clyde, maybe if you wore them a little bit more, you'd feel different about them. The other part says, well, no, you feel that you haven't worn them in a while because you feel that way about them.
And the one rancher, the one watch that I did sell to lighten my load was the Daytona Steel, which for $16,000, and now that watch is like $40,000.
There we go.
So
you got a fair price. You got okay.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that, did it need to be sold? I mean, it's like that's almost
a hoarder mentality.
Yeah, but so I'm not because I definitely got rid of it. So I'm not a hoarder. So I got rid of it.
But that's
what I'm saying. 10 is 10 a fair number?
Okay.
I only got rid of it because I don't wear it, and it, to me, in my mind, it was not a wearable watch. It was now a collectible watch, and I only wanted watches I was going to wear. So that was the reason why I sold it.
Yeah.
Plus, I had watches on order coming, and it was just like, man, how much money are you going to allocate to watches? You got to at least sell one thing out to pay for one thing coming in. So
now, fries with mayo saying 15.
15.
He's saying
very good.
8 1960 sports and 7 modern.
That's what he's got. Nice. Wow, that sounds like a nice collection. So 15, yeah. So if I'm at 12 and I've got 3 on the books, that would take me to 15. So I've often said I'll be done at that point.
And here's the real question is, How many watches give you that? Yep. How many times? Or yeah.
I think all of the ones that I have, other than the two I mentioned, the Ball and the Universal, which both of those need to go in for repairs.
But well, okay. Would you miss them if you sent them in? Also,
You know, the Universal Genève, on the other hand, though, I bet you if I had Aaron from Combat Straps do some kind of a crazy strap for it, I'd probably fall in love with it, right?
yeah. And what the Universal? That's a chronograph, right?
It is rose gold, 37 millimeter. I mean,
Oversized.
vintage.
Yep.
Circa 1950. Year 1950 at 37 millimeter.
And I think I've got a chronometer Swiss the same way.
And I can't get rid of it because in the condition that it's in, which is practically unworn, and you know that because the stamping on the back side, on the wrist side where it gets worn on your wrist is all there. It's not worn from 1950. It's not worn. That's just
Corbin Colossus says 666. If your watch garage is big enough, you can afford to be a Seinfeld or a Leno.
Yeah. Yeah.
More like, I'd almost say more like, as long as you're getting those big enough residual monthly checks.
Yeah.
I mean, even Hoovy sold off half his fleet, guys.
I mean, you know, now that I look at it, it's absolutely gorgeous. What am I even talking about?
Oh, that is nice.
I mean, if you can see let me see if I can.
And that was really against type. That was almost considered, that was basically the gold Daytona of its day.
Yeah, the movie stars wore Universal Genève. This was the Rolex of the day. And it's got 3 colors, blue, red, and black. It's tricolor. So, yeah, I just need to get, matter of fact, I'm going to leave it out so that I do something with it.
Yeah. And the thing is, if you were to ask, if you had 5 watches and you were to ask 20 people, which one should I keep, which one should you get rid of, and why, you will get 20 different answers. The only answer that matters is the one that you give.
Yeah.
And here's, what, do you know what that watch also has? Contrast.
Yeah. I think it's a silver dial. And you know what I need? Where would you suggest that I find a gold buckle for this watch? Because I think it's brass.
Yeah. Geez, good question.
I mean, I know any watch guy has them just sitting there on his little spinning. They have a little spinning thing with straps and buckles. They probably have a gold buckle just there. Maybe just any gold buckle's fine, right? Maybe Aaron at Combat has one that will match a strap.
Maybe you could do a deep dive, pull off as many of those as you can find until you've got like find one with the original kit and look and see what kind of buckle it has and get the closest thing to that.
That's nice looking, actually.
Oh, would like a used G at one point, says Fries with Mayo. Maybe a Nina Rent at 2023. Someone in Italy for $11K.
And you see the pushers. It's got those old style pushers. They're nice too.
Yep.
I have a tough time figuring out what color strap goes with rose gold. Other than brown, because I don't want brown. That makes it dull for me, and that's what I want to get away from, this brown.
Brown.
Yeah.
No, Corbin Colossus. That UG is very viable. I'd love to have it, but I can understand selling any watch or any object, for that matter, unless it has a family history. Yeah. dad, grandkid. Yeah.
Yeah, no, this one I got from a watch dealer in Florida. So it's got no history with me, but other than I feel I got a great deal. I've always loved Universal Genève dials and their look, and I had to get one. So I was contemplating a pole router, but then I saw this one come along, so I pulled the trigger on this one. I mean, look, I think I paid about $1,700 or $1,500 for this watch. You know, I'm sure I can sell it for $5,000 now.
Yeah. Well, and my Horrier Big Eyes. That thing has gone insane.
Let's see. I'm going to set it. I'm actually going to wear it. It's a manual wind. I'm going to actually wear this today. See what it feels like. It's just off on its time.
What kind of movement's in it?
It's probably magnetized. The movement. Let me see if I remember. Yeah, I don't remember. The movement was actually it was a pretty cool movement. I'm trying to remember what it was. I might have it listed. I might have it listed here. Let me look. Let me see if I can find it real quick. But the movement did have a history.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, I don't remember. I could look it up, but
huh.
Yeah, I don't know what color strap I would put on this bad boy. To be honest, I think the best thing would be to take some really good pictures of it against some different backgrounds. Send those pictures to Aaron and let him decide.
I was about to say the same damn thing.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, the strap makes all the difference in the desire to wear the watch or not. The strap can have a lot to do with it. You put the right kind of strap on there, you'll fall in love with the watch.
Yep.
I just kind of want something bright and fun, like
an orange strap or something like that.
Yeah, something bright and fun. It just looks boring. So I definitely want something to just bling it up. So that's what I'll do. Orange or a
baseball, like the color of a baseball glove.
Yeah.
As George Goebel said, I feel like all the world's a tuxedo and I'm a pair of brown shoes. Well, yeah, but Forbin, these days you can wear brown shoes with a tuxedo, apparently. I mean, I see so many people wearing like brown or even orange shoes with like black suits or dark blue suits. I'm like, oh, geez. The old standards are slipping away.
Are they?
Yeah. President Mayo saying Stingray white red, LOL.
Stingray bright red.
Well, or you might do a Stingray version of it, yeah. And just say, hey, this is what I've got. This is the size, everything else. I'm looking at something to really, the brown is a little pedestrian for me. I'm looking for something to really make it pop.
Yeah. This is a lizard skin on it right now. Nice brand too.
But it's kind of, yeah.
But yeah, it's too boring for me. It makes it look too vintage. I want to get rid of that a little bit. You know, there was a light scratch on the case on the crystal.
Yeah.
But it's not sapphire, it's plastic, right? Or what is it?
The Hesselite.
Hesselite. Okay. So there was a light scratch, you know, and I never did anything with it. I slept with the watch one night, and I guess from just rubbing against my pillow, I woke up and the scratch was gone. They sell some a special polish for the Hesselite crystal.
Hi.
Cleans it
Would
up.
you like Rich Buddy to wear your watch while he sleeps and polish it? If so, please send your luxury watch to Rich Buddy at rub your watch on my cum stained pillow 2025.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got to go in the office today and tomorrow probably. Okay, tomorrow. This last week, it's just like, oh, hardly anything's going on this week. It's just like, yeah, they're gonna make up for it next week. You know they are. Yeah, effing no, they are.
Yeah. You'll be busy. Yeah, I've got some responsibilities to take care of too this week that I'm dreading as well. But
now, Friends with Mio says I did get a nice stingray from Aaron. Now, you bought watch straps from Aaron before, right?
Yeah, he's shipping a couple of straps. Yeah, this one he's made. This one
you've got your avatar on.
He made this one.
Yeah,
beautiful,
nice.
Yeah,
that is
absolutely. Nice. He made that one for me, and there's his name right there,
Aaron Bespoke.
And he made the Rolex Explorer strap for me.
And one of the things, you know, for my Breitling reedition, he used vintage embossed leather, really tough and thick leather. So it's almost like a leather bracelet. That's how tough it is.
Yeah,
but it even has 1959 embossed in the mark. I'm thinking, damn, that's good. Or either that, or that's a very, very lucky accident. Is that your 1016?
Yeah. Yeah, got it on this with the steel Rolex. If you can put your strap on your buckle, I mean, it preserves the hell out of the buckle. Like this out of the strap. Like this strap, I'm never going to have to change it. This strap's going to last the life of the watch because it has a uniform shape and it never gets bent. It never gets bent. But when you have to loop the damn strap through the tang buckle, you know, this is what it does to your strap, you know, right here. And eventually the strap's going to give way. So I love, you know, it'd kind of be stupid to do it. It probably wouldn't look right to put this watch on a deployant buckle. So it is what it is with this one. But on your other watches, your other Rolexes, if you can do that, that's the way to go. It totally preserves the strap. I love this. I love the work that he did on this thing. Oh, you're on mute, Rancher.
Oh, shit. I was saying something, yeah, so it's amazing you said that. Yep, says Fries with Mayo. The Stingray is on the Omega buckle for the 321. Foreman Claw says the 1016 strap almost looks LV, but better.
Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know what? I bet you I've seen your Omega 321 with the Stingray on his Instagram, probably. Oh, what do you think, Rancher? We've been going a little over an hour and 15 minutes now. What do you?
Yeah, I think we've done our bit for. Yeah. Now, what about say 4:00 your time? Are you available?
Probably. I'm not 100% for sure. Gonna see what the family's doing. Why you want to get together again?
Yeah, I call those. Sometimes I'll do it. I'll call them emergency relief live streams.
Shoot me a text and I'll jump on.
Or now we'll do it on your channel. What the hell?
Okay. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, maybe it seems like Bud would probably be available too. So maybe we'll do another stream then.
That would be nice.
All right, cool. All right. Thanks for joining.
Thanks for having me.
Enjoyed the chat. Looking for the music button. Here we go.
Push the music button.